Alright, this is Gabe Ets-Hokin with CityBike Magazine and MotorcycleDaily.com. I ride motorcycles so you don't have to. And I am here with Lee Conn and Brian Case of Motus Motorcycles, and they have brought a very special, actually 4 very special motorcycles to show us. This is the Motus MST and MST-R Sport Tourer, and these are the production versions that they brought out to California, to Laguna Seca this week to show off to the public and to show off to us. And I'm actually here at the Piston and Chain Motorcycle Club in San Francisco. We just had a very enlightening discussion and presentation by Brian and Lee. And why don't you guys show off the bike to us? Tell us what it's all about.
Well, this is the MST-R that we brought, one of the bikes we brought with us. And this here is the first American V4 sport bike. And it's going into production this year. It's actually in production right now for 2014.
So Lee, this is a V4 sport bike. Why a V4? Because Americans don't associate V4 with American motorcycles.
Well, the cool thing about a V4, and if you ever talk to people that have V4s, they'll always sort of get misty-eyed about it, because V4s, you get all of the torque of the twin, but you get the smoothness of the multi-cylinder. So V4s make a lot of cool noises. They're inherently balanced. It's a 90-degree V4, so it's inherently balanced for primary vibrations, and it's just a ton of fun to ride. We love the sounds it makes, and the smoothness, the power, the torque.
Now, you guys were throwing out some very impressive figures during your presentation. What are some of those numbers in terms of power and torque and weight and all that stuff?
Well, the MST has about 160 horsepower at the crank, 125 foot-pounds of torque, and the MST-R goes to 180 horsepower and 120 foot-pounds of torque, so a little higher peak output there. Very good power-to-weight ratio on this bike. The whole bike weighs 550 pounds wet. Extremely powerful through a broad range. You basically have about 100 foot-pounds of torque, around 25.
So talk about this. So your TFT display is very impressive.
Yeah, so we've got an electronics package on here, a digital instrument panel, just powered up right now. And what this will do is give you a full graphical display of all your bare necessities. So we've got this rider screen. This is your main screen right there. You can scroll through a couple different pages. So this is your trip screen. You've got your trip A and B, your fuel economy, average economy, your distance till empty, your fuel gauge over here. As you can see, there's a warning light there that your side stand is down, so little indicator there. And this page is your engine screen, so it gives you some feedback on what your engine's doing, your throttle position. It is a full ride-by-wire system, so there you've got your digital throttle. You can see that moving. You can see your engine load, your coolant temp, oil pressure.
And then I saw, and then Lee showed me a screen to show like fault codes and.
That's right. That's in your dealer screen. So dealers are going to have access into this that will really help the communication between the dealer and the factory. So they'll be able to crack into a customer's bike and determine exactly what's going wrong, and we can resolve it quickly.
Oh, really? Yeah, awesome.
And I'll show you that right now. That's in the menu. We got a dealer, dealer access, and this shows you like service intervals. So there, change engine interval 8,000 miles. It'll tell you how many miles remaining.
So it's like having your owner's manual.
Exactly. It's like a notepad. It just records the history, so you keep the motorcycle maintained properly. So now we can get into active faults. So let's say your engine coolant temperature is faulted, it'll pop up here. Dealer can communicate it back to the factory, and we can resolve the issue. A lot of things like that we baked in, but not too much. We tried not to make it complicated. PDM diagnostics. We can go down here and check digital inputs and analog inputs, and this is the entire harness. This is a graphical display of the entire harness of the bike, built right into the display.
That's a lot of.
So for us, we don't need navigators. We don't need access. so it is obviously all
built in.
Yeah.
You say, you know what, my turn signal's not working. Well, crack into this screen and figure out, okay, you getting voltage to it? Yeah.
So not to get too deep into this stuff, because I mean that's impressive stuff, but just in terms of the basics of the bike, I mean you've got about a 5.5 gallon gas tank, I think.
5.5. Yep.
And so you're looking at 200 mile plus range, which is
that's what we've been.
Sport
yes,
tour.
That's what we've been getting. We're probably not going to publish actual mile per gallon. It's kind of rider dependent, but we've been getting 200 mile type of range.
And you're going to be able to do that between tanks because you've got this multiple adjustability on the bars. And this looks like a very comfortable. Can you sit on the bike and kind of just give us a scale? How tall are you, Brian?
6 foot.
Okay, so we can see Brian on the bike. And you can tell it's a very compact motorcycle for a 550-pound sport tourer. So you can see the ergonomics. There's a very, very upright position, but you can adjust that.
Pull back bars.
You can pull it back or rotate them forward and up. That's good. And then also suspension. What do you got on there?
So we've got on the R, MST-R, we've got a full Olin suspension front and rear, triple adjustable NIX forks, and the TTX rear shock in the back.
Right, with a rear preload adjuster, remote preload, which I think is just a must-have for any sport tour.
Nice, just adjust it on the fly.
I also notice you've got multiple power outlets.
Dual power outlets, your passenger pegs.
And then there's one up here.
That's right, one up on the dash.
So and then also what about pricing? What's the consumer going to wind up shelling out for one of these?
They start at 30,000.
30,000. Okay. About how much extra for the R version? Which you get a lot of extra stuff.
Quite a few upgrades on the R.
Yeah.
It really depends on what all the upgrades are. It's a higher output engine. It's got the carbon fiber wheels. You can get up there.
Those wheels are from BST of Australia.
BST,
Australia?
full carbon wheels.
Or Italy, right? BST?
They're from South Africa.
South Africa. Even better. All right. Okay. And then also a Kropovich exhaust, although we don't have them on this bike.
They fell off. And,
all that torque.
But yes, they are required for full EPA certification. Comes with dual catalysts. Full mufflers.
And then speaking of EPA certification, that's 50 state legal.
Yes, we're going to be going through that.
For sale in California as well.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. At California Speed Sports in Livermore in the Bay Area. Just a little plug for a local CityBike dealer. Okay. All right. Well, Lee, so what else? What can you tell consumers? So a lot of guys on the internet, they're going to post. This is going on YouTube, so a lot of morons are going to be posting. This bike's so expensive. I could buy 4 used Z1000s for that.
Right.
What are you going to tell them?
Well, we're going to tell them it's a handmade motorcycle. We cast the engines ourselves. We make all this stuff, so it's not a mass-produced machine. This is a combination of 22 different castings. We make them all in Texas. We have the seats made for us in Florida, the windscreens made in Chicago. It's a bespoke, super high-quality motorcycle, and that just costs a little bit more. All the details we put into it cost a little bit more, we feel that there's value in craftsmanship and there's value in the human connection to the products that they buy and the products that they ride. And the goal on this, and I don't know if this will happen, the goal is you'll buy it and you'll give it to your grandson. It's not something you'll put on eBay next year. It should be something that you'll want to hang on to because you'll know the whole story behind it.
And you're not looking to sell 1 million of these. This isn't going to be the Volkswagen Beetle.
We're gonna make about 300 of them. The 2014s will make about 300 examples for the whole world. They'll all be hand signed, and they're just a ton of fun to ride. That's the thing.
And selling them isn't going to be a problem, is it?
We're getting close to the sold out point.
There you go.
We anticipate being sold out well in advance of them, and we're taking reservations on them now.
All right, well, congratulations, you guys. Brian Case and Lee Conn of Motus Motorcycles. Thanks for being in my little video here. And this is Gabe Ets-Hokin from Motorcycle Daily and CityBike Magazine saying go ride something and turn off your goddamn computer.
Richard wants the full effect.
Yay!